Welcome to Bucket List Careers, the podcast. I'm Krista Laurie. Thanks so much for joining me. In studio with me today, we have Adriana Brangi. She is founder of Diving Beyond MS, a certified diver herself, and content creator. Adriana, thank you for being here with me.
Thank you so much for having me.
I am so excited to share this journey because it's filled with so much strength and resilience. Like all my guests, this is not where you started.
No.
So dial it back for me a little bit. I know that you were in education.
Yes.
Walk us through.
So I used to be a preschool teacher. I have been working with kids since I was a child myself, since I was 13. And it's just something I sort of fell into. I started nannying and then I sort of, became a preschool teacher and that's where I was. Unfortunately, I was diagnosed with primary progressive multiple sclerosis, which, unlike relapsing MS, it's just a progression of your symptoms. So it's all in my legs, really. So unfortunately, my legs don't really work anymore. So I could no longer be a preschool teacher. So that's sort of what caused me to pivot.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So when did this happen exactly?
I was diagnosed with MS in March of 2020. Right after the world shut down from the pandemic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously life-altering.
Yes.
Talk to me about it a little bit. How did you navigate the beginning stages? Mm-hmm. And of course, we're really psyched to hear about what you're doing now.
Yeah.
But there's so much to learn from the strength that you're showing us. Tell me about the early days and how you got through it.
The early days were very confusing.
Yeah.
Like I just said, it was the world had shut down because of COVID. So, we were dealing with that. And then I was dealing with trying to get doctor's appointments. So that was another stress. And it was just figuring out, I guess, the diagnosis itself.
We're still in the classroom for a while.
Yes, correct. Yes, I was in the preschool classroom for a little while. I transitioned to high school because I thought it would be a little bit easier on my body because, with little kids, you have to get on the ground and get up and down. And
sure.
So I figured with high school, it would be a little easier. Yeah. Unfortunately, as my symptoms progressed, it became harder. In the beginning, because MS is often explained as the snowflake disease, it's not the same for everybody. So, with a common cold, you can say you're going to get sniffles, you're going to get a cough. It's not like that for MS. Everybody's different. So unfortunately with MS, it's a lot of we're going to see what happens.
Okay.
And that's kind of where we were in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because typically you're diagnosed with RMS, which is relapse remitting. And I found myself not having relapses. And a relapse is where you get a new symptom and you feel worse for a little while and then you feel better.
Okay.
I wasn't getting that. I was just progressing. So that's when we found out that it was primary progressive MS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are now a diver.
Yes, correct.
Which is the coolest thing ever.
Thank you.
How are you doing this? How is this possible? Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so proud to hear about someone like you doing this, and
Thank you.
I'd love to explain to everyone how it works.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so the way I found diving actually is I loved swimming my entire life. I grew up in my aunt's backyard in her swimming pool, and then I met my husband, and he didn't know how to swim, but he had always had an interest in scuba diving.
Okay.
And so I taught him how to swim, and he was like, "Well, let's try diving," and I was like, "Let's do it." And this is right when I was diagnosed, so I was still walking a little bit.
Yeah.
One scuba shop that we emailed sort of didn't say no, but they didn't say yes. They were kind of like, well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So we walked into another scuba shop, and we said to the man, Randy, at Abyss Scuba in Pleasantville, New York, and I said to him, I have MS. Will that prevent me from diving? And he said, I don't care. Can you swim? Let's throw your ass in the water and see what happens.
I love it.
So he's still a dear friend to this day. So then that's kind of how we did it from there. And as my disease started to progress, I started realizing that I truly do belong in the water because there's just such a healing factor that the water provides for me because of the MS.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And tell me about the nonprofit that you've started.
Yeah, so I started a nonprofit called Diving Beyond MS. We are still very new. We are working on our logo and our website and all of that. We're still very, very new.
Yeah.
But it's as of right now, it's just my husband and I, we're going around the world diving, spreading MS awareness, talking to dive shops about MS, talking to other divers about MS, diving, documenting the adventures.
Yes.
And eventually, as this program gets bigger and bigger, I would love to have some like try scuba events where people with MS could come and try scuba diving, or any chronic illness can come try diving, or, or I want to have trips where we can go to places and do ocean advocacy and conservation to, protect the oceans. So that's down the road.
Is it hard to convince people with MS that they can do this?
Some of them, yes. Some people it is hard to convince. It's also hard to convince, I guess, somebody without an illness to scuba dive. But
it's funny. I never got certified.
Yep.
I wanted to in my 20s, and now I'm way more nervous than I was at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
slightly claustrophobic. So you're right. I mean, I guess there is a certain amount of convincing that goes on there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There is. There's a certain amount of convincing, but I feel like it's an easy sell, because as soon as I tell other MSers, like, you don't understand the weightless feeling, and the control that you have over your body again.
Yes.
And for any other MSer who understands what that's like to not be in control,
Right.
that right there is like, oh my gosh, let me try it.
Totally.
Because you can have your body back. And that's why I call myself a mermaid, because I belong in the water and not on land. Because
you just seem so energized by it. And you're also just an advocate for awareness.
Yes, absolutely.
For people with MS. So talk to me about that. I know you're a content creator.
Yes.
You go around and do you do TED Talks or more speeches? Tell me what you're doing.
So as far as my Instagram goes, I'm sort of just starting that out also.
Yeah.
I am in the process of doing interviews like with yourself and everybody, and spreading awareness for MS. And I also just like spreading this idea of life doesn't end at diagnosis. It just means we need to find a new way to swim.
Yeah.
Because like we were saying before, my career shifted entirely because of this diagnosis. And I want to show people that just because we have this diagnosis, there's still so much we can do.
Yeah.
Even something extreme like scuba diving.
Well, can you tell me, so you don't have full use of your legs.
No.
How does it work?
So the way it works is typically you have your BCD, which is your buoyancy control device, which is your vest,
Yes.
and the scuba tank on your back. Typically you put all that on, and if you're shore diving, you walk into the ocean, go down and go swimming. If you're on a boat, you put it all on, you scoot to the edge of the boat and either do a giant stride off of the boat, or you roll backwards off of the boat.
Yeah.
Because the equipment is too heavy for me, what I do is I put it on in the water. So if I'm shore diving, somebody will walk me to the water, and I'll sit in the water while somebody gets my pack and I put it on in the water.
Yeah.
Or if we're going off of the boat, I will roll off the boat first, and then somebody hands me my pack while I'm in the water.
Okay.
So it's doable.
Right. And I want people out there listening to understand really the mechanics. How good does this feel for you? Let's talk a little bit more personally.
Yeah. It's such a freeing feeling. I know I touched on it before, but it's I don't want to say this and sound dramatic, but it's almost like I'm not in control of my body anymore. It's my body is sort of shutting down on me, whether I have a say in it or not. So it's almost like being trapped in a body that doesn't work. And when I go into the water, I have full range of motion. My legs work better. My arms work better. Everything works better.
Yeah.
So it's just, I'm me again. So it's just such a freeing feeling. And it's just, that's why this has become a goal of mine, because I want others to experience that as well.
I was going to say, I'm sure you've made some great friends.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
The feeling must be so intense to share this with others who are in your shoes. So where do you see this nonprofit going? I mean, you said you wanted to grow it.
Yeah.
Where are you going to be in 5 years?
I would love to, in 5 years, I would love to have, more programs. Like I said before, more ocean conservation programs. With, diving with MS, I would love to have some trial scuba, some scuba, there's a term for it. I can't think of it right now.
No
But
worries.
it's like a
No
try
worries.
scuba course.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. I would love to sponsor trips where I can say, hey, we're going to go to this island, come along with us, or this island. And, we can all spread MS awareness, because then if there's a whole bunch of divers with MS, that's how cool is that?
Totally.
Yeah.
So what is your advice for people who haven't been able to pull the trigger? Maybe they have an idea. Maybe they're coming out of a career pause. I have a lot of mompreneurs on this show.
Yeah.
A lot of women. But really, it's for anyone that's looking to make a change but feels stuck.
Yeah.
What are your nuggets of wisdom in getting over that hump?
I would say, well, and I know it's cliche to say, but the one thing this illness has taught me is that life is too short. And it's cliche to say, and everybody always says that, but it's true. Life is too short. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. So it's just go for it. And from doing this, I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me and said that they love the water too with MS, or they're dealing with a chronic illness and they don't know how to handle it, and they're so inspired by me. And that's what I want. I want people to go find their ocean, no matter what it looks like.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. And you yourself, you were a teacher. You had a psychology degree, I
Yes,
believe.
correct, yes.
No background in nonprofit building.
Yeah, no, none.
You just dove in. I mean,
Yeah,
forgive the cliche.
yes. Excellent pun, I love it.
Yeah. So how has that been? Tell me about any obstacles that you've faced and how you've navigated that as a businesswoman.
Yeah. I definitely the financial aspect is
Sure.
a little tough right now. We're
Sure.
still trying to figure that part out. And I guess just sort of getting all my ducks in a row and just pivoting in general. It's, as you said, it's a nonprofit is way different than a preschool teacher.
Yeah.
I was teaching colors and let's not bite people, and now
Yes.
I'm trying to open a foundation, so it's completely different. So
And did you seek out help from anybody? How's your network?
yes. Oh, my network has been
Yeah.
fabulous. My husband is helping me. I have my brother-in-law has been helping me. My sister-in-law, all of my family members have been super supportive.
Community.
Community. Everybody in the MS community has been fantastic. Everybody in the diving community has been fantastic. So,
But your attitude, I have to say, is what stands out to me. And you're just kind of shining. So it's
Thank you.
I wish listeners could see how this is really lighting you up.
Thank you.
In
I
a true
appreciate
way.
that.
So where can I send people to learn more about you online? Where are you most active?
So my main hub as of right now is Instagram. I am at My MS Mermaid Life on Instagram. I am also on TikTok.
I love that name, by the way.
Oh, thank
and
you
you
so
reached
much.
out to me with that. I was like, oh, I have to get this girl on.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm so glad you did. And
Yeah.
I send that message out to everybody listening. Like, if you have a friend, and they have a great story like this, don't be afraid to come to me and you just direct message me, and here we are. But okay,
absolutely.
go on. So Instagram, you're quite active.
Instagram, I'm very active.
Yeah.
I have it on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. We are getting the Diving Beyond MS website up.
Okay, good.
It is not up just yet. I'm hoping by September.
Yeah.
There will be a link on my Instagram page for if you want to sign up for the email list, so that once the website is up, I can email everybody. So please sign up for that. Please follow me on Instagram. Diving
and I
Beyond
feel like
MS.
there's a book coming. Why do I feel like that could be in your future, or am I off base?
No, you are. It's it's in the back burner. It's definitely something that my husband and I have discussed.
Yes.
I feel like we can go two ways with it. Either a book about me and my life. My goodness gracious, non-fiction book.
Okay. Yeah.
Or I was thinking along the lines of a children's book. To explain MS in that way, and why I'm a mermaid, and what makes me a mermaid, and
I love that.
all that.
Or both.
Or both. Mhm. I also figured in the children's one, I could also kind of sneak some scuba in there also. So that would be fun.
You're such an inspiration.
Thank you so
Adriana
much.
Brangi, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And
for having
I'm
me.
really excited to watch what you're building.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for joining me here on Bucket List Careers. I'm Krista Laurie. Follow us on all the socials at Bucket List Careers. Like I said, send me an email, Krista@bucketlistcareerspodcast.com. That's CHRISTA @bucketlistcareerspodcast.com. Until the next episode, be well.